Determining the value of a personal injury case is a difficult matter at the beginning of the claim. The components of damages include lost wages in the past and in the future, medical expenses in the past and in the future, and if you have suffered a permanent injury in an automobile accident, you are then entitled to recover pain and suffering and loss of enjoyment of life, both in the past and in the future. Now, as is easily observable, some of those damages are easy to calculate. You're going to know what your medical expenses are. You're going to know what your lost wages are in the past. The future damages can be a little more difficult to calculate, and for future medical expenses, generally take the testimony of a doctor for the jury to determine what those future medical expenses will be. And for future wage or earning capacity loss, will generally take an economist to testify as to what those damages would be. The pain and suffering and loss of enjoyment of life damages, the jury instructions at trial tell us there is no formula for calculating those damages. Those damages must be fair and reasonable in light of all the evidence presented. So the more your life has been affected by the injuries you suffer in an accident, the more things you are unable to do, or the more things that it is painful for you to do, then the more value the jury will place on those damages for pain and suffering and loss of enjoyment of life. So you put those factors in that equation, and oftentimes you cannot determine the true value or settlement value of those damages until near the end of the case, when your doctor has released you after all of your medical treatment, so that the doctor can make a prognosis of what your future medical expenses can be. The doctor has determined whether or not you have a permanent injury, whether you're going to be able to return to work or not, whether your work capacity is going to be the same or less than what it was before this accident, so that those components can be computed by the economist.